making sure you raise money-smart kids. And, well, it sounds easier said than done, right? Studies say the best time for kids to begin learning good financial habits can start as early as 8 years old. But what do you need to do to make sure they grasp those basic monetary concepts? Joining us now to help answer that question is Certified Financial Planner Bert. Joe, good morning.
Good morning, Andrea. Good to see you.
This is a tough one because, you know, in all likelihood, we've got big plans for kids when it comes to money management, but it doesn't always work out that way.
No, it doesn't. Unfortunately, this is one of the real disasters we have in this country because we're raising generation upon generation of financial illiterates. It starts at home, but our schools have failed us too. When we get to be age in their middle ages and we're preparing for retirement and find out we really don't know a lot. So starting young at home is the right thing to do.
Okay, so what's the best tip when it comes to getting your kids into some sort of a financial routine?
Well, the first thing to understand, as with adults, is the difference between wants and needs. You know, and as a youngster, even adults, everything is a want, but you have to understand there are certain things that you need, and they need to understand the value of $1 and the difference between when they're young, maybe just preschool, the difference between a nickel, a dime, a quarter, $1, and how just the monetary system works. Then, of course, you move up from there.
It sounds so elementary, but it's true when it comes to just figuring out what things cost. An allowance. What do you think as far as an allowance goes?
Well, a lot of people say what you ought to do is give $1 for every year they are. So a 5-year-old maybe gets $5.
Oh.
Yeah, an 18-year-old maybe gets $18 a week for spending. However, what they need to do is be disciplined to understand that some of that can be spent immediately, and maybe you put aside 50% of that for the future, for savings, and 10% for charity or some organization that they feel good about. So get them in the habit of maybe spending 40% now, saving 50% for the future, and give 10% to charity or church, whatever it might be.
Okay, what about teaching different money lessons at different ages?
Well, once again, and when you're younger, it's difficult to understand those basic things. But once again, on the allowance side, it should be. And a lot of, some families disagree with this. You should be making your bed and doing the dishes because that's what part of being the family is. I understand that. However, to teach them money habits, you want to tie that maybe to their allowance. If you don't do it, you don't get it. And don't be making advances on the allowance, because then they get, right.
That gets you into that credit card problem,
exactly.
right?
And then you get in the payday loans when you're, I can do that. No. So you want to tie it, I would think tie it to chores. And if you don't do it, no ticky, no laundry,
or grades maybe, right?
Or grades, some people on that. So, understanding what money is all about at a young age is critical, but you ought to be spending some, saving some, and giving some to charity.
I like it. Joe, great advice. Where can people find you?
Once again, Google me 2 words, Joe Bert, B-E-R-T.
Okay, very
Thanks,
good.
Andrea.
Start saving right now.